Anders Skuldsson took a last swing through the intimate dining room in the royal suite, but couldn't find a single thing to criticize. The linens were spotless, the china gleamed in the candlelight, subtle music, Faeries' greatest hits, spilled from the speakers. Outside past the terrace, pastel fairy lights twinkled in the trees surrounding the private royal garden. Some of the fairies in question were a tad disgruntled over the gig, but it was hard for them to find union work these days. The breeze from the open French doors was exactly the right temperature, strong enough to riffle the sheer drapes, but not disturb a single rose petal in the centerpiece. His chest expanded until he felt he could float above the plush carpeting. This suite, the garden, the woods, hadn't even existed last week when his staff had moved in to set up for the event. In interstitial spots like this resort, the enchanted aspect of Enchanted Occasions event planning was actual and not metaphorical. Because in the interstices, the pockets in reality where worlds met, magic from all supernatural realms could coexist. Even the Earthside magic of technology functioned in the interstices, a factor Enchanted Occasions exploited to their benefit. After over a year with no supernatural bookings, they'd pulled out all the stops, because this event could make or break the company. And for some reason, the client, the fairy queen herself, had insisted on Andy, Half-norn and cosmic screw-up, as the senior coordinator on site. Mikos, Andy's boss, had agreed without a blink. Given Mikos's trust, not to mention the brilliant work his staff had already turned in, Andy was determined, damn it, to make this shindig a success. He tapped his earpiece as he stepped onto the terrace. "Hey, Brooke, all ready for the start of the great consort race?" "Don't let Mikos hear you call it that." His half-undine second-in-command sounded as if she were standing right next to him. Smith, their tech demon, had outdone himself with this new gear. "It's the courting, coronation, and handfasting of His Royal Highness Reyner of Maidencourt, the one true Prince of Faerie." "Don't remind me." Hadn't their graphic designer had a party fitting all that on the invitations, especially considering the invitations were actual oak leaves. "Have all the candidates arrived?" "Yep, and settled in their suites. The Ifrit has a fire pit on his balcony and a fireplace in his suite big enough to roast a hippogriff. The Usfart and Dukefart?" "Yosalver and Dokalver, you doofus." Andy trotted down the wide stone stairs into the garden, chuckling at Brooke's perennial pronunciation failure, and imagining her glare in response. "Just say light elves and dark elves. They'll look down their noses at you for it, but they do that to everyone all the time. Don't take it personally." "Whatever. Anyway, their rooms are on opposite sides of the resort, as far away from each other as possible." "Excellent." He paused next to the stream, expecting to see a flash of bright scales under the water. "Did you tell the Undine about the river access from her bathroom?" "I tried. She didn't want to hear it from me." Andy winced. "Aw, sweetie. I'm sorry. You know I'd spare you that kind of crap if I could." All the Enchanted Occasions staff were HAHs, half-and-halves, a.k.a. H'ers, blends of human with one or more supernatural races. Interacting with pures was always chancy for H'ers who shared the same blood. Some pures took the H'ers' mixed heritage as an excuse to act more like jerks than normal. Not that Andy had any feelings about that. "Oh well." Brooke's nonchalant tone didn't fool Andy one bit. "She has only herself to blame if her scales dry out." Andy huffed a laugh. "Be serious. She'll blame me, of course. Don't you know it's always the Norn's fault?" "That's not fair." Brooke's tone took on a militant edge. "You shouldn't be everyone's scapegoat just because they're entitled assholes."